Okay, the next topic that we have is testing of hypothesis. Testing of hypothesis. As the name itself suggests that there'll be hypothesis and you'll be testing it. Okay, then how will I do the testing? Is it a laboratory thing that I'll be testing? And is it an experiment kind? No. There'll be mathematical measures or quantitative measures to test a hypothesis. There are basically distributions. Already you are aware of Gaussian distribution. There'll be a test statistic Z. There'll be a test statistic T. There'll be a test statistic F. There'll be a test statistic chi-square and some more. Okay. These are some of the parametric tests. There's a parameter and then you're doing it. Okay. Yeah. Now coming to what's a parameter and what a statistic that I'm talking about, let me give a gist. What I'll be doing is I'll be testing a hypothesis. Now, hypothesis is a statement, by the way. Hypothesis is a statement. Okay, I'll be testing a statement, right? How will I test it? There'll be a population, guys. There'll be a population. There'll be a set of people. It can be a country, it can be a continent, it can be a school, it can be a college, an organization, or something like that. From the population, I'll be picking up a sample. It can be one or it can be many in number. There can be one or more samples as well. Okay. What's this? This is population. I'll be picking up samples. Okay. Sample 1, 2, 3 kind. I'll be picking up samples. Yeah. Now, what I'll do is for the population, I'll be having the mean, variance, and standard deviation. Right? These are all called, whatever the things that are defined for the population, they are all called parameters. Okay. For the sample also, I'll be considering the mean. I'll be denoting it with a different notation, guys. X bar. Standard deviation or variance, I'll be denoting by S squared. Standard deviation by small s. All these things are called statistic. Statistic. Okay. Now, these samples decide which statistic I have to use, whether it is the Z statistic or T statistic or F or chi. Sample decides things. Okay. Okay. Now, what's it? Hypothesis is a statement and I'll be testing a statement. How will I test it? Usually, hypothesis is about a population. Okay. To check for the population, I'll be picking up samples. Okay. One or many in number, finite in number, many in number. For the population, I'll be having a set of things like the mean, variance, and standard deviation. Mean, variance, and standard deviation. These all would be called parameters. And the things that the same things with a different notation are there for the sample as well. Those would be called statistic. Okay? Yeah. Now, if hypothesis is a statement, then the decision making procedure about the hypothesis is called hypothesis is called hypothesis testing. Hypothesis testing. Okay. Now, there'll be, how I will be doing this procedure is, let me write the procedure first. What I will do, procedure. Okay, there'll be something called null hypothesis. Null hypothesis. Usually denoted by H naught or H0, whatever. Null hypothesis. What's a null hypothesis? Of course, there's one more hypothesis that is called alternate hypothesis. Alternate hypothesis. or H1. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what is null hypothesis, guys. What's null hypothesis? Whatever the statement is made, that you take it as it is. Okay. That would be called null hypothesis. A definite statement about population. Null hypothesis is a definite statement about population. Population parameter, I will say. Parameter means mean or something like that. Okay. A definite statement about population with no difference. With no difference. Okay. Would be called null hypothesis. Now, if I say alternate hypothesis, what would it be? A contradiction to the null hypothesis would be alternate hypothesis. That's it. A statement or a hypothesis that contradicts a hypothesis that contradicts H naught is called alternate hypothesis denoted by H1 or HA also can be used. H suffix small a can be used. H1 is the universal way. Okay. Just see, for example, how will I set a null hypothesis? Let us see. How will I set null hypothesis? Okay. Null hypothesis. H naught. How will I set it? Mu is equal to some mu naught. Okay, I won't take it qualitatively. I'll be taking quantitatively. Then H1 would be, please here, H1 is very important. Alternate to mu is equal to mu naught can be what? It gets me three cases, guys. What that is mu not equal to mu naught is one case. Mu can be greater than mu naught is the second case. Mu can be less than mu naught is the third case. Where I'll be having, depending on this cases, there are tests. See here, there's something called two-tailed test. Two-tailed test. There's something called right-tailed test. Right-tailed test. There's something called left-tailed test. Okay, guys. What happens? Null hypothesis is whatever is being given about the population parameter, I'll take it as it is. Now, coming to alternate hypothesis, as the name itself suggests, alternate to null hypothesis is what I will take, which would be contradicting to the null hypothesis. So, if null hypothesis is mu is equal to mu naught, how will I contradict it? Mu not equal to mu naught is one kind of contradiction. Mu greater than mu naught is another contradiction. Mu less than mu naught is the third contradiction, which gives me the resultant things, that is the two-tailed test, right-tailed test, and left-tailed test. I'll explain about it. Please don't worry about it. Right? Now, there are certain definitions or terminology that we'll be needing. Let me focus on those and then come to what is two-tailed, what is left-tailed, and what is right-tailed. Okay. There's something called level of significance. Okay, this is called alpha. Level of significance is what? With how much confidence you are rejecting or accepting null hypothesis is what is level of significance. Let me write. The confidence with which we reject or accept null hypothesis. With reject or accept null hypothesis. NH I will write, or H naught also I can write. Right? Now, with the contents with which I am accepting, alpha can be 5% or alpha can be 10% or alpha can be 1% kind. Okay, I'll talk about it. Don't worry. Now, coming to two-tailed test, how does the graph look like? I will just show. It looks something like this. Two-tailed. Right-tailed graph looks something like this. Left tail graphs looks something like this. Okay, don't worry. I'll explain it in a very easier version. Don't worry about it. Let's see about the errors that are there in sampling. When I'm doing this, errors, there are errors in sampling. There'll be errors in sampling. What are errors? I will talk about. Example is this. Okay, what are errors in sampling? There's something called type 1 error. Type 1 error. Okay, what's type 1 error is? You will be making errors. If you don't take proper test statistic or you don't follow proper norms, you will be making errors in making the conclusions, right? So what is type 1 error is? Reject H naught when it is true. Reject H naught when it is true. Okay. You're rejecting H naught. Though it is true, I am saying no, 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 it is not true. It is false, I am saying. That one would be called type 1 error. What is type 2 error is accept H naught when it is wrong. Accept H naught when it is false or wrong. That is called type 2 error. Okay. Type 1 error and type 2 error. Type 1 error is also called alpha error, guys. And then type 2 error is called beta error. Okay. You can be asked about questions on errors. Type 1, type 2 errors for 2 marks like that. Definitions can be asked. I'll talk about all these things in a very simpler manner. Okay. Don't worry about it. I'll explain them in the next video. Okay.